Back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium on the campus of Earlham College as we are set to bring you Game 3 of this three-game set and the rubber match between Defiance and Earlham. The Quakers taking Game 1 4-2 last night before dropping the earlier contest today to Defiance by a final of 7-2. Nick Peters of Defiance got the complete game victory, giving up 9 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He struck out 5. In picking up the victory, Bryce Rainey took the loss, giving up 12 hits in 7 1/3 innings. So it is game number 3, and again, the rubber match between these two ball clubs. Here's how things will line up today in game number 3. Leading things off and playing shortstop will be Ryan Kohlhofer. Hitting second and playing third base is Dom Gentili. Dom Gentili. Gary Leavenwood will hit third. He'll be catching today. Quentin Harrington is in right field, batting in the cleanup spot. Ben Weber DHing, and he'll be hitting fifth. Hitting sixth, the second baseman, Michael Gilliland. Hitting seventh in left field is Tanner Stipik. Hitting eighth, the first baseman, Tyler Weaver. And hitting ninth in center field will be Zach Reed. Once again, it's Kohlhofer along with Gentili, Leavengood, Harrington, Weber, Gilliland, Stipik, Weaver, and Reed. For the Quakers, same lineup as in game number 2. Thomas Ray will lead things off. He'll be at shortstop. Ethan Bailey in center field batting second. Brandon Laird hitting third at second base. Brandon Smalling, the cleanup hitter, at third. Eric Elkis back at first base. He'll be hitting fifth. Joe Piper hitting sixth in right field. Cody Krumloff hitting seventh at second, or I should say catcher. Nate Lynch will be hitting eighth and DHing, and Matt Barger hitting ninth, and he'll be in left field. So it'll be Ray along with Bailey, Laird, Smalling, Elkis, Piper, Krumloff, Lynch, and Barger. And again today for the Quakers, John Cornette. We'll talk about his numbers coming up in just a moment. Nick Watkins going for his fifth win for Defiance. We'll talk about, again, the starting pitcher, John Cornette, coming up in just a moment. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Do you need help taking care of your car? I know my family does. That's why we take our vehicles to Beach Automotive in Richmond. We've been relying on Brad and his crew for years, and they always take good care of us without breaking the bank. For great auto service, stop by Beach Automotive at 110 East Main. Give them a call at 966-8181 or go to their website at beach-auto.com. Reynolds Plumbing, the area's leader in residential and commercial plumbing. Fast, friendly, 24-hour emergency service. You name it, they can fix it. Whether it's installation, remodeling, sump pumps, well pumps, water heaters, or sewer camera service, they now have service on heating and air conditioning. Give them a call at 966-0994 for free estimates. Reynolds Plumbing, 198 South 2nd Street in Richmond.
Well, as we mentioned, John Cornette will be going in game number 3. John has struggled a little bit this year. This will be his 8th appearance and his 7th start. 32 1/3 innings, giving up 41 hits, 22 runs, 21 earned. He has struck out 20 and has walked 13. He is 3-2 on the year with an ERA of 5.85. And after Defiance in game number 2, wrapping out 13 hits, they will need a fine performance out of John Cornette here in game number 3. We'd mentioned already, in fact, we'll try to check out again some of those other scores, but we don't know earlier that Rolls-Holman was winning their first game of the afternoon. So Defiance very well could pick up a full game on this Earlham baseball team today. So leading things off will be Ryan Kohlhofer. Kohlhofer in the last game, 2 for 4. He is now 2 for 9 in the series. And the right-handed hitter will step in, and Cornette ready to go to work on a beautiful afternoon of baseball, and we are underway in the first pitch in their first strike. 2:50 start time for game number 3. Here's Cornette once again with a pitch on the way, high and inside. And that'll even the count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Defiance picking up the big win in game number 2. They felt maybe game 1 they let get away, as this one has popped up and out of play to our right. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the Defiance leadoff hitter. Little light breeze again blowing from right to left. It really isn't much of a factor as much as maybe the high sky again today with No clouds around the area whatsoever. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. The breaking ball popped up foul and out of play once again. Kohlhofer went 0 for 5 in the first game before rebounding nicely in game 2, 2 for 4 with a couple of runs scored. And Cornett with a leg kick and the pitch, and the breaking ball got him looking, and that will do it. And the leadoff hitter down here in the first inning, and that'll bring up Dom Gentili. So Cornett off to a good start.
13, Dom Gentili.
Gentili 2 for 4 in the last game. He is now 2 for 7 in the series. He drove in a run in the 7-2 win over Earlham earlier today, and the first pitch is a fastball inside, 1-0. Defensively for the Quakers, Krumloff behind the plate, Elkis at first, Laird at second, Ray at short, and Smalling is at third. Here's the 1-0 pitch, ground ball back up the middle. Ray, the shortstop, will scoop and throw, and there's 2 away. In the Quaker outfield, Barger in left, Bailey in center, and Piper in right. And here is Gary Levengood, the catcher. Levengood 2 for 5, 2 RBI in game 2. He is now 2 of 8 in the series. And Cornett looking for a 1-2-3 inning as he's ready to pitch, and the breaking ball in there for a strike. No balls and a strike to Levengood. Cornett gets the sign, the leg kick, and the pitch, and the breaking ball stays up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium, 390 in dead center. That pitch caught the inside corner, 1-2. In the power alleys, 375, and then down the lines, 310 down the left field line with the Earlham monster there, and then 325 down the right field line. The pitch on the way, ground ball left side. Diving and missing will be Smalling. Ray, the shortstop, the long throw, and that'll be an infield base hit for Levengood. So Defiance with a man on now with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning, and that'll bring up Quentin Harrington.
Right fielder, number 8, Quentin Harrington.
Harrington 1 for 4 with a run driven in game number 2. He's now 1 of 8 in the series. And the first base runner now for Defiance. Yellow Jackets struck early in game 1, or I should say in game 2 this afternoon, as that pitch is high and inside, 1-0. Their first 2 hitters got on base, consecutive base hits. They later scored a run. They added 2 more in the 4th, made it a 3-1 ball game as the Quakers came back in the bottom of the 4th, and that pitch swung on and hit foul. 1 ball and 1 strike, and then they added the 4 insurance runs in the 8th inning, and then Nick Peters shut down the Quakers. And last night, of course, Howie Smith had the 8-inning game in which he struck out 6 and gave up no runs. Hit foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cornett so far on his game here today. The infield base hit. The only base hit so far very early in this one, top of the first inning. The stretch by Cornett. Short lead at first, and the pitch on the way, and that curveball does not curve. And we go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harrington back in, the team leader in runs driven in. The stretch by Cornett and the pitch, and this one right off the glove of Cornett, but Laird is there, flips on to second, and will get the out. And a good start for John Cornett and the Quakers after half inning of play. Defiance nothing, and Earlham coming to bat. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
There's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some friends and come play live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else can you find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Head to the bottom of the first inning here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium, and the right-hander throwing today for Defiance in our third game of the series will be Nick Watkins. Watkins 4-1 on the year with an ERA at 2.83, and he's put up some pretty good numbers in that respect. He's given up 27 runs, 13 of those earned, 45 hits in those 41 and a third innings, 20 strikeouts and 21 walks. So he has had a little bit of a control problem at times when you look at the ratio between strikeouts and walks. Nate Lynch will lead things off for the Quakers. Lynch hitting at .408 on the season. And Lynch will lead off here today, batted 8th in the last game, and the pitch is low and outside for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch on the way, grounded back up the middle. The second baseman, Gilliland, will scoop and throw, and there is one away. And that'll bring up Ethan Bailey. Thomas Ray hitting the number 2 spot. So it's Lynch and Ray at the top of the Quaker order. Lynch, Ray, Laird, and Smalling. Ray was the number 1 hitter in the second game, as that pitch is a strike, 0-1. Here's the wind and the pitch, grounded hard and foul to the left. And Thomas now down in the count at no balls and 2 strikes. Watkins with the sign and the pitch. It's up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes as he comes in with a fastball. Quakers managing 9 hits in their last game as this one has popped up and will drift out of play. We'll stay at 1-2. Thomas coming into this one now hitting at .321, 3 home runs. He has driven in 19. And the pitch on the way, and he got him looking on the outside corner. There's 2 away. Nice pitch that time by Watkins.
Second baseman, number 17, Brennan Laird.
So 2 away, and that'll bring up Brennan Laird. Laird back at second base once again for the Quakers. Laird 1 for 3 in the last game. A run scored. He also drove in a run. Now 1 for 5 in the first 2 games. And the breaking pitch low and outside for a ball. The wind now by Watkins. Here's the pitch on the way, and behind on the fastball is Laird. And the count even at 1-1. Watkins working quickly as he gets the sign from Levengood, and the pitch low and inside, 2 balls and a strike. Levengood again behind the plate. Weaver's at first. Gilliland at second. Kohlhofer's at short. And Gentili at third with Stipic, Reed, and Harrington from left to right in the outfield. Pitch is outside. 3 balls and a strike now to Laird. Now Watkins back in, and this one popped up deep center field. Reed going back on it. And will make, no, he dropped it as that one falls in. It may have glanced off his glove. And now we wait for, that would be an error. And it did glance off his glove. Otherwise, Laird may have had himself a double.
Number 23, Brandon Smalling.
So a 2-base error on the center fielder as Reed may have lost that one at the last moment. And that'll bring up Smalling. So here's Brandon Smalling, 2 for 4 in our second game earlier today. He is now 3 of 8 in the 2 games. And so Watkins now has to go to work on the Earlham cleanup hitter with a runner down at second base. The stretch and the pitch right down the middle for a strike. Well, we saw yesterday where a couple of Defiance players had some issues with the high sky, and I think we just saw another issue there with Reed in center field. The stretch and the pitch, and that one caught the outside corner, and Brandon quickly behind it. No balls and 2 strikes. Now Earlham tried to strike first here in the bottom of inning number 1. Watkins will get the sign from Levengood as he checks the runner at second. And the pitch on the way is up high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Smalling. Watkins again looks into Levengood. And again, we'll check the runner at second base. That is Laird. Levengood sets up on the outside corner. The pitch is a breaking ball. 1 hopper and a hot shot to Gilliland. He will field and throw, and that'll do it for the Quakers here in the bottom of inning number 1. Nice play by Gilliland at second base. We will head to the second inning. No score. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hey, Chuck, where are you headed? Spinning's about to start.
I'm heading to CrossFit.
Isn't that for, like, the elite lifters or athletes only?
No, at FFW CrossFit, all workouts can and will be scaled to any ability level to welcome everyone.
Sounds great. I need to get out of the same old workout routine. I'm just not sure I can keep up. It seems pretty intense.
No real lifting experience is needed. FFW CrossFit teaches you everything you need to know and move at your own pace in a positive, motivating environment.
You know, I've always wanted to give it a try. I'll see you there.
Learn more at ffwcrossfit.com.
Students, the Earlham College Alumni Council is happy to support you in many ways, like working at career events and providing funding for student summer research with faculty. It won't be long until you're alumni yourselves, so look for them when they're on campus. They're one of your best resources for information about life after Earlham.
We will head to inning number 2. It'll be Weber, Gilliland, and Stipik all due up, and both teams getting guys on base in that first inning, and the Quakers leave a man stranded at second, so good pitching by both Watkins and Cornett after 1. As Weber steps to the plate earlier today, Weber ended up going 0 for 4. In that ball game, he's 0 for 7 in the series, a left-handed batter. In fact, the only left-handed batter in the Defiance lineup. And he will step to the plate here for the first time today to face the right-hander John Cornett. The late kick and the pitch, and it's low for a ball. Quakers won yesterday by a final of 4-2. Defiance coming back winning earlier today 7-2. Here's the 1-0 delivery on the way. Popped him up. Should be an easy play for Thomas Ray, the shortstop, as he will battle the high sky, makes the catch, and there is 1 away. And that'll bring up Gilliland.
Now at the plate, second baseman number
Earlier
7,
today,
Michael
Gilliland
Gilliland.
1 for 5. He scored a couple of runs. Now 1 for 8 in the 2-game series so far. And this will be his first look now, John Cornett. Cornett gets the side, the late kick and the pitch. He shows bunt, third base side. Cornett off the mound. His strong throw to first in time, and John Cornett fielding his position to perfection. There's 2 away. Nice play by Cornett. And that'll bring up Stipik, the left fielder.
Batting left fielder, number 15, Tanner Stipik.
Stipik 0 for 4 today. Now 2 for 7. And Cornett, 2 quick outs here in the second inning of play. Outfield straight away for the right-handed hitting Stipik, and the first pitch is a breaking ball low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, what a beautiful day we've had today. Fans coming out to the ballpark and a chance to sit in the nice warm sunshine. Popped up right side. That will drift out of play. We will go 1 ball and 1 strike. Had a beautiful day yesterday. It was a 4 o'clock start time for the ball game yesterday, and most of the fans that did get a chance to come out enjoyed a beautiful night of baseball, but nothing like today with a nice warm sun, and they're really soaking it in. First time we've had a chance to feel that warm sunshine for quite some time. Here's your 1-1 pitch and a curveball in there for a strike. Nice 12-6 curveball that time by Cornett, the Yacker. 1-2. Cornett gets the sign from Krumloff. Here's the pitch, and it's low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No surprise there. Waste a pitch and see if you can get Stipik to fish after it on the outside portion. Cornett again ready to throw. Here's the pitch. And there's that curveball again. Hot shot to the third baseman, Smalling. And his throw across the diamond right on the mark. And another 1-2-3 inning. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 2. No score. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power and Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power and Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power and Light. Together, we make powerful partners.
Head to the bottom of the second inning. Quakers will send Elkis, Piper, and Krumloff to the plate for the first time in our final game of this 3-game set. Elkis earlier today 1 for 4. He is now 2 of 8 in the first 2 games. And so Eric will step to the plate for the first time against the right-hander Watkins. Watkins 1 strikeout so far today, and the first pitch low and outside, 1-0. Get you some of the other scores from earlier today in just a moment as that pitch is high, 2-0. Transylvania beat Anderson 3-1. Rose was a winner over Bluffton 5-2. Here's the 2-0 delivery on the way, popped up to the right side. Should be an easy play for Harrington in right field. And he will squeeze that one for the out. There's one away. And that'll bring up Joe Piper.
Now batting the right fielder, number 38, Joe Piper.
Mount St. Joe beat Franklin today 6-3. Hanover over Manchester 6-5. That's a big win there. And again, Defiance, they beat Earlham by a final of 7-2. We'll get you those updated standings coming up in a moment as well. Piper steps to the plate, 1 for 4 earlier today. He is now 1 for 5 in the 2-game set, and the first pitch by Watkins is a breaking pitch in there for a strike. Next pitch on the way, and took something off that one, and Piper way out in front. So the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to the right fielder for the Quakers. Watkins looks in, gets the sign, the late kick, and the pitch came a little more sidearm that time. And he misses low, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning. Watkins ready to throw once again. The pitch on the way, and that one is in the dirt. Check swing, they will appeal. And he did not go around. So the count is even at 2-2. Here's the pitch on the way. Got him swinging. Levengood will step out and throw to first, and it's a strikeout throw out. So 2 away, and that'll bring up now Cody Krumloff.
Now at the plate, the center fielder, number 1, Ethan Bailey.
Take that back, excuse me. Ethan Bailey is in the number 7 hole. So Bailey steps to the plate. Ethan was hitting number 2 earlier today. And Bailey steps in. Here's the pitch on the way, hit foul. No balls and a strike. Trying to beat the standings here as well, as Rose now 9-3, Earlham 10-5. Manchester, they fall to 9-5. As Watkins set to throw, and the breaking ball hit back up the middle. That's a ground ball to the shortstop. Kohlhofer throws to first, and that will do it. 1-2-3 inning. We will head to the top of the third. No score. This is Earlham Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Jiffy Lube of Richmond features the Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change. As much as you paid for your vehicle, keep it on the road as long as possible. The Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change is more than an oil change. It's preventative maintenance to keep your car running smoothly. Jiffy Lube, 2993 East Main in Richmond. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturday, 8 to 5.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
Back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium as we're ready for the third inning. Weaver, Reed, and Kohlhofer all due up. Right now, Earlham is in a tie for second place with Transylvania. Both teams are 10-5. Rose-Hulman now 9-3. Manchester 9-5. Those are your top four teams in the conference. Defiance, with their win earlier, they are now in fifth place at 7-7. So that was a big win for Defiance earlier today, as that first pitch low and inside, 1-0. And then you look at Anderson, they are 6-7. Franklin 6-8. Mount St. Joe is 6-9. That pitch is low, 2 balls and no strikes. And then Bluffton 4-9, and Hanover is at 3-12. So things still in favor of those top four. This is a line into right field, base hit. So Weaver with the base hit. That'll bring up Reed.
Now batting center fielder number 2, Zach Reed.
Zach Reed 2 for 5 earlier today. Now he is 3 of 8 in the 2-game set. Weaver might be the biggest surprise of anyone. He came in at 143, and Earlham can't get him out. Here's the stretch by Cornett. Bunt short. Snap throw to first by Krumloff. Not in time to get the base runner Weaver. One ball and no strikes now to Reed. Look what Weaver has done. He was 2 for 4 yesterday. Earlier today, Weaver ended up being 3 for 5 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. And again, this was a guy that was hitting 143 coming in. He gets a base hit here. 2 balls and no strikes now to Reed. Cornett will get the sign from Krumloff. Here's the stretch and the pitch. And that breaking ball stays up high, 3-0. Well, if Defiance can get another win, it would be their 8th, and then they close a little bit closer to that top 5 or top 4 spot to make the playoffs. And the pitch is low for a ball, and now runners at first and second. First walk given up by John Cornett. And now the Yellow Jackets with runners at first and second.
At the plate,
and we'll go to the top of the order.
Ryan Kohlhofer.
Hopper steps in. He struck out looking his first time up. Right now, Defiance trying to score first here in the final game. Quakers need the win here to win the series and stay within striking distance, as always, of Rose-Hulman. As the breaking pitch in there for a strike. The throw down to second, not in time to get Weaver. Good strong throw by Krumloff. No balls and a strike. Third baseman Smalling a couple of steps in front of the bag, but guarding the line. Elkis in close as well. Bunt laid down third base side. Cornett coming off, and no one can make the play as the third baseman Smalling kind of hesitated. He stayed back a little bit to see if there's going to be a play at third for Cornett, but now everybody is safe and the bases are loaded. That'll be an infield base hit for Kohlhofer, and that'll be Gentile. Bases loaded, no outs. Gentile 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. But a huge opportunity right here now for the Yellow Jackets. The stretch and the pitch on the way is a curveball in there for a strike. Well, now the veteran Cornett trying to pitch himself out of some trouble here in the third. Cornett with the deep breath, and there's that curveball. Nothing there that time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases loaded here in the third as Cornett looks in, gets the sign once again from Krumloff. The stretch and the pitch, and that one's in there for a strike. 1 and 2 now to Gentile. Gentile looking back at the home plate umpire, wanted to know where that pitch location was. Right there on the outside corner. So Cornett looking for the first out of the inning. Here's the pitch. And that curveball stays high and inside. And he is not consistently today got that curveball around the strike zone. It's been generally high and inside so far. Their first 3 innings. Gentile back in once again. Here's the pitch. And this one hit down the right field line, but foul by about 3 feet. And it will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Weaver's at third, Reed is at second, and Kohlhofer is down at first base. So now Cornett set to go to work. Here's the stretch once again. And the break-even pitch on the way, hit foul. Good cut again by Gentile. Gentile trying to play off what he did in game number 2 when he went 2 for 4 and had an RBI. But he also left 4 guys on base. The stretch again by Cornett. Here's the pitch on the way to the plate. Curveball hit foul again to the right and out of play. So now Gentile battling here in the third. Two balls and 2 strikes. Bases loaded here in the top of inning number 3. And right now, Cornett trying to get out of trouble. Still no outs for the Yellow Jackets, and now time is called. Play a little cat and mouse right here between Gentile and Cornett. Cornett back into the stretch, checks the runner at third, the pitch on the way, and his curveball stays up high once again. We're going to go full count. So once again, a hitter's count right here with the bases loaded, and Cornett will have to come somewhere around the strike zone. No guessing here for Gentile. As Cornett ready to throw, and the pitch on the way is a fastball outside, and he'll walk in a run. Second walk of the inning now by Cornett. And the Yellow Jackets, just like in game number 1, or I should say in game number 2, they take the early lead. Here's Levengood.
Now batting the catcher, number 22, Gary Levengood.
And that means Krumloff out to talk now to John Cornett, try to settle him down a little bit. Levengood singled in the first inning. And now Cornett ready to go to work. Again, 2 walks in the inning and has come back to haunt him. Here's the pitch. This one lined into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Reed will score, And they will play 90 feet at a time as a good throw by Bailey from center field, but they're not going to gamble right now. This could be a huge inning for the Yellow Jackets. They've just scored another run. It's now 2-0, and Levengood, his second base hit of the ball game. And here's Harrington. And a visit to the mound now by head coach Steve Sakasitz. Well, after 2 good innings by Cornett, he's in big trouble here in the third, and already a right-hander throwing in the Earlham bullpen. Harrington is the team leader in runs driven in with 25, and he'd love nothing more than to get a chance right here at driving in more runs against a struggling John Cornett here in the third inning. So here we go. Harrington 0 for 1. Bases remain loaded, no outs.
Now batting the right fielder, number 8, Quentin Harrington.
So Harrington ready to go, as is Cornett, following the meeting with Steve Sakasitz. Cornett gets the sign, works into the stretch, and here's the pitch. And a curveball in there for a called strike. And when you have a pitcher struggling like Cornett, Harrington can afford to take a look at a couple of pitches. Cornett again will get the sign from Krumloff. Here's the late kick and the pitch, and there's that curveball again. This time he drops it in for a strike. And it's now 0-2. Cole Hopper down at third, Gentili at second, Levengood at first. The pitch. And that's a little bit high in the zone, 1-2. Well, Bryce Rainey pitched in the last game, went 7 1/3, gave up 6 runs, 4 of those earned, and at times he looked pretty good, and at other times he struggled. The stretch again by Cornett, and this one hit well down the line. That is a fair ball. Kohlhofer will score. Gentili to third, and the ball dropped in left field by Barger, and that will advance a runner, and he will score. So Harrington will be credited for a double. And then an error on the left fielder. Barger allows another run to score. And the Quakers now find themselves down in this one 5-0 here in the third.
Now batting designated hitter number 17, Ben Weber.
Here's Weber. So now Earlham in a hole here in the third inning as Weber steps up. Still no outs. And Cornett may last one more, and that could be it if he can't get Weber. There's the pitch in there for a strike, thrown into second, not in time. Weber 0 for 1. He popped up to the shortstop Thomas Ray back in the second inning. And once again, Cornett checks the runner at second. The pitch on the way, and a big cut and a miss. And Weber now down to the count of no balls and 2 strikes. Well, this Quaker baseball team looking nothing like what we have seen coming into this series. That's a ground ball to the right side, so he does his job as Laird will throw to first. There's one away, but again, Harrington advancing on to third. And that will bring up now Michael Gilliland. Gilliland 0 for 1.
Now batting second baseman number 7, Michael Gilliland.
Gilliland coming into this one at 341. And now is Harrington down at third. That would represent the 6th run of the inning. The pitch by Cornett is a breaking ball hit back up the middle. Laird behind second, throws to first, and there is your second out, but they score the run as Gilliland does his job. And the Quakers now down in this one 6-0.
Now the plate.
He got it to the right side. And now Stipik will step up, the ninth hitter to bat here in the inning against Cornett, who will now work from the windup. Here's the pitch on the way, and a curveball swung on and missed. And it is not often, other than the wild affairs down in Franklin, that you see the Quakers giving up 5 to 6 runs in an inning. Here's the pitch. Hit foul to the right and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes now to Stipik. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and the curveball hit foul. We'll stay at 0-2. Coach Sack talked about the performance of Cornett. He has all the tools to be a successful pitcher, and that pitch low and outside, and so far this season it just hasn't worked out for him. And today has been the same. 6 runs in the inning. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and that's in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cornett again will get the sign. There's the leg kick and the pitch. He came back inside. And now we're going to go full count. He got ahead at 0-2. And now in danger of losing Stipik, the 9th hitter in the inning. Here's the payoff pitch on the way, and that's going to be chopped foul to the left side. Defiance had a 4-run 8th inning earlier. They've now topped that with the 6 runs here in the 3rd. We mentioned there is a right-hander throwing in the Quaker bullpen. Here's your payoff pitch once again, and he lost him. And what hurts about that is, again, you had an 0-2 count, and you let it get away, so now the Yellow Jackets will go around in the order. Here's Weaver, got things started with a base hit, scored a run in this inning. And it looks like we might have a pinch runner at first base.
Now batting, first baseman number 35, Tyler Weaver.
Oh, he just took the gloves. All right, so no pinch runner at first for Stipik. So Weaver again steps to the plate. Now the 10th batter of the inning. And Cornett trying to get one more. 2 away, and the pitch on the way is in there for a strike. One benefit right now for Defiance against John Cornett, if he stays in, they're getting a chance to see every pitch he has. And in just about every situation. Here's the pitch. And there's that 12-6 curveball that caught the outside corner, 0-2. Cornett will get the sign from Krumloff, and the runner takes off at first, and that one jams him, and he hit it foul. Weaver fighting that pitch off, and this guy's been the, again, toughest out for the Quakers so far in the 3 games. He had raised his batting average yesterday alone to 164, and that number continues to go up as, again, he had the big day earlier at 3 for 5. Here's the 0-2 pitch once again, bouncing outside, and good job by Krumloff again. One thing about Krumloff, you can always count on him to dig that ball out of the dirt no matter where it may be. The stretch and the throw to first not in time as Stipik back in and the head first slide. One other thing about Krumloff is you have to respect his arm. He may even block that baseball, but he is able to throw at any position. This time he throws down to second, not in time. And Stipik, that's even there, that was a very close play, and Krumloff threw it from his knees on a bad pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Stipik will get credit for a stolen base, and that gives you a pretty good idea of how strong of an arm Krumloff has. The stretch again by Cornett. Here's your break-even pitch. Popped him up left side. Going out and coming in, the shortstop, and also Barger coming in. Can't come up with it. A run will score. Boy, you had Ray going out and Barger coming in. And now the Quakers down in this one, 7-0. Weaver will be safe at first base.
Now batting center fielder number 2, Zach Reed.
And a nightmare inning for the Quakers. Here is Zach Reed. The pitch. And it's a called strike. They did give Weaver credit for a base hit, so he just continues his hitting streak. That pitch is low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Weaver again with 2 hits in the first game. He's got 5. He now has 7 hits in the series. Swing and a miss. And again, what's incredible is not that he has 7 hits, is that he came in as a 143 hitter. And he's looking like Ty Cobb. 1-2 pitch on the way, grounded foul, and nope, that's going to be a fair ball. It hit the bag, and so everybody is safe. Well, I thought that was going to curve foul, and it hit the bag, and so an infield base hit by Reed, and here comes Steve Sakositz. He's probably seen enough. Nothing going right today for John Cornett, and we will see a pitching change. Quakers down in this one, 7-0.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all handpicked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at Tony'sCarsales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars.
Mancino's Pizza and Grinders, the very best in pizza and grinders. We use only the highest quality meats, cheeses, and vegetables. It's impossible not to taste the difference. Every morning we bake our bread to ensure our customers the freshest sandwiches. Mancino's offers more than grinders. They also have fantastic specialty pizzas and salads. Stop by for lunch, dinner, or after the game. Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. The taste of quality you expect.
If you would like your athlete to take their game to the next level, look no further. New Vision Sports and their staff has over 20 years of experience in coaching and developing the serious-minded athlete. New Vision specializes in improving your basketball skills, overall speed, and agility. Find them on Facebook or Twitter, or give them a call at 765-977-5831. Again, call 765-977-5831, or go to their website at newvisionsports.com.
Matt Mathias will be the new Earlham pitcher. Mathias coming in at 2-0 on the year with an ERA at 4.63 and a save this season. But boy, I tell you what, the Quakers in a huge hole now here in the final game of this 3-game set. And the luck didn't go their way on that base hit by Zach Reed. What we thought might go foul hits the corner of the bag down at third, so that's a base hit. Cole Hopper steps up for the second time in the inning. He scored after an infield base hit here in the third, one of several base hits now by the Yellow Jackets. And the pitch by Mathias lined in left field. That's another base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Weaver. Here's the throw from Barger off the mark, and it is now 8-0. It is all Defiance in this one. Weaver scoring for the second time. Cole Hopper getting his second base hit of the inning. And it just continues as Gentili will step to the plate. Already for the third time, he walked and scored in this inning. And the Earlham crowd that showed up here today, they had been silenced big time. Mathias into the stretch and the pitch. It's a called strike. And we knew Defiance was a good hitting baseball team. They got excellent pitching by Peters in the second game. And they've just hit a ton here today in the second 2 games. The stretch by Matthias, and that pitch in there for a strike. And Gentili now down to the count of no balls and 2 strikes. All 8 runs here in the third. Matthias into the stretch. And will step off. His time is called. So now Matthias trying to get one more out. Get out of this very lengthy third inning. The pitch. Popped up foul and out of play. We will stay at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Gentili back in from the right side, and Matthias set to throw. Runners at first and second. Matthias again will check the runner. Here's the pitch on the way. Got him on the outside corner. Good pitch by Matthias. And the marathon inning is finally over. One of the worst innings the Quakers have had all season long. We head to the bottom half of the third. Quakers down in this one, 8-0.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
The dealership where I bought my car told me I needed new tires. So, of course, I stopped by Best One and asked Roger to take a look. So they checked it out, and he told me not yet. He said I was good for at least another 10,000 miles. I've always gotten an honest opinion at Best One, and so will you.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark at Best One Tire and Service. We'll only sell you tires when you need new tires, and they'll be the right tires for your car or truck. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
Well, Earlham will have to piece things together one hitter at a time. It'll be Krumloff, Barger, and then back to the top of the order. And Nate Lynch. Watkins set to throw in his first pitch, swing and a miss. This is Krumloff's first at bat, and most of the other players today so far in this third game for Defiance have already been to the plate 2 or 3 times. This one popped up foul and out of play, and Krumloff now behind to no balls and 2 strikes. That's what's amazing about the game of baseball. You look at how many plate appearances Defiance has had already. Quakers have been to the plate only 7 times. Soft fly into center field. Right there is Reed to make the catch, and there's one away.
Now batting left fielder, number 20, Matt Barger.
So here's Barger. Barger 0 for 3 earlier today, and now 0 for 4 in the 2 games, so he's looking for his first hit. And the pitch. This one lined toward the shortstop. Got a glove on his. Kohlhofer can't bring it up, and that should be a base hit. As Barger gets on base for the Quakers here in the bottom of the third, and that'll bring up the top of the order, Nate Lynch. Nate 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. Well, Earlham right now, again, you take it one hitter at a time, trying to piece together a run here or there and kind of chip away at that 8-0 deficit as Watkins into the stretch and the pitch. Fly ball into left field. Stipick going back on it, can't get to it. That'll take one bounce and hit the fence. Heading to third is Barger. He'll hold up there, and a double by Lynch. So now the Quakers with runners at second and third.
Now to play the shortstop, number 3, Thomas.
And here's Thomas Ray.
There's a man going round.
Ray struck out looking in the first inning, and now the Quakers all of a sudden have something going here in the bottom of the third. Well, that ball just kept carrying on Stipik in left field. And now Watkins ready to go to work once again, and the pitch is hit back up the middle. That could be trouble. That falls in for a base hit. Barger will score. Rounding third will be Lynch. He will score, and the Quakers get 2 runs, and now trail this one 8-2. That's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Now batting the second baseman, number 17, Brennan Laird.
So here's Brennan Laird.
You know, Troy, I'm not going to pop on too much this game. Let you do your thing here. This is Mitch Blankensport talking, but I just said to the press box here, I'm going to make a bold prediction that Earlham comes back to win this contest. Trailing 8-2, as Brennan Laird's going to hit this one into shallow center field.
You want to reevaluate that, or are you still saying it?
Nope, I'm still
right.
saying it, but
All
I'm going to get off because I come on and 1 pitch, 1 out. So I'll let you do your thing. But on my bold prediction today, Earlham comes back to win this game.
Mark it down, third inning, Brennan Laird. Gotcha. All right, here's Smalling. Smalling 0 for 1 today. So 2 away here in the bottom of the third inning. Smalling steps in. Well, instead of 8, it's down to 6, and that's the way you look at it. You just chip away inning by inning. Watkins into the stretch. He'll throw to first and almost got the runner at first base leaning in Thomas Ray. The stretch by Watkins. The pitch on the way to the plate is low and outside. 1-0 now to Smalling. Watkins again into the stretch. Ray will take off at first base. Hit and run is on. This one a base hit into center field, and will be interference at second base. And they will award Ray third base as he was interfered with on the play, and he's a little slow to get up as well, and he may have hurt his ankle. But again, Ray will get third on interference, and Smalling gets credit for the base hit. So now the Quakers will have runners at first and third, but again, Thomas Ray went down. He collided with his second baseman, Gilliland, as Ray was rounding the bag, and now the trainer will come out and check him out. And hopefully he's going to be okay. You don't want to lose a Thomas Ray in the top of that order, the way he can hit and also steal bases. And it was just unfortunate that Gilliland had come over to play the cutoff man, and he, along with Kohlhofer, were right there together. And they're checking, it looks like, the right ankle now of Thomas Ray. Boy, right when you get a little rally going again, and that will slow things up a little bit. They're going to bring him out of the ball game. So now we see who they will replace him with down at second base. Of course, now you not only lose a Thomas Ray at the top of your order, you lose your shortstop, which is really bad news because he's one of the best in the HCAC. So now a decision will have to be made by head coach Steve Sakasitz on what they're going to do here, because you lose so much when you lose Thomas Ray. And now Dietz will be the pinch runner. Again, Dietz at third because of the interference call down at second base.
Now pitch rally at third base.
Strange third inning when you consider what Defiance did with 8 runs in the inning, and now the Quakers have come back with 2 more. And now Dietz will pinch run at third base. And here's Eric Elkis. So Elkis will step up for the second time. He is 0 for 1. And the pitch on the way is a curveball in there for a strike. Two away here in the bottom of the third, 2 runs across, and Earlham threatening to put another one on the board. Watkins into the stretch. The delivery on the way is in there for a strike, and Eric now quickly behind at 0-2. Dietz at third, Smalling at first. Let's see if Elkis can deliver right here. Right-hander throwing in the Defiance bullpen, and that pitch gets away from the catcher. Levengood, here comes the run to score, and it's now 8-3. So the wild pitch, scoring Dietz from third, Smalling advancing on down to second. And now the Quakers have Elkis up at the plate at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch is swung on and missed, and Elkis will strike out, and that will do it for the Quakers. But Earlham picks up 3 runs in the inning. We head to the 4th. Quakers down in this one, 8-3.
Hey, Chuck, where are you headed? Spinning's about to start.
I'm heading to CrossFit.
Isn't that for, like, the elite lifters or athletes only?
No, at FFW CrossFit, all workouts can and will be scaled to any ability level to welcome everyone.
Sounds great. I need to get out of the same old workout routine. I'm just not sure I can keep up. It seems pretty intense.
No real lifting experience is needed. FFW CrossFit teaches you everything you need to know and move at your own pace in a positive, motivating environment.
You know, I've always wanted to give it a try. I'll see you there.
Learn more at ffwcrossfit.com.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
Back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium as the Quakers battle back for 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We had a total of 11 runs scored in that inning. And that'll be Levengood, Harrington, and Weber all due up here in the 4th. Now for Defiance. Quakers won game 1 yesterday, 4-2. Howie Smith got the win there. And then Nick Peters pitched a complete game victory in game 2, winning that one 7-2. And we have a high-scoring game going in this one in the final game of the 3 games. Levengood will step in. 2 base hits so far for Levengood, and the pitch by Matthias, high and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. The next pitch on the way, lined hard and foul into the Defiance bullpen. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Righty against right as Matthias gets the sign of the pitch. This one hit hard to Smalling down at third. He will scoop that one up, and an accurate throw to first, and there's 1 away. Quakers could use right now is a very quick 1-2-3 inning. They were out there a long time in that 3rd. Here's Harrington. Harrington scored in the 3rd. He is 1 for 2 after picking up a base hit in that 3rd inning. And Matthias will try to shut him down here and hold as long as he can as that pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. Right now, no activity going in either bullpen. Here's the pitch on the way. That one off the end of the bat to the right side. Matthias will flip on to first, 2 away. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Weber.
At the plate, designated hitter number 17, Ben Weber.
Weber 0 for 2. He's popped up and he's grounded out. Boy, this would be big again for the Quakers. Maybe change a little bit of the momentum back in their favor to get a 1-2-3 inning. As Matthias, this one lined into left field. That's a base hit. So a 2-out opposite field single by Weber. In fact, that might be his first base hit of the entire series, and it is. So Weber gets into the act, and that'll bring up Gilliland. Gilliland is 0 for 2. And for Matthias, he's given up his second base hit. The pitch on the way is low for a ball. One ball, no strikes. Now to Gilliland, the number 6 hitter. The stretch by Matthias, and again checks the runner. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball that stays high. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield will play it straight away for the right-handed hitting Gilliland. Matthias again will bring the glove to the belt. Here's the pitch, and this one hit well into left center field. Going back on it, Bailey. He won't get to this one. That one bounces all the way to the warning track. Weber rounding third. They're going to wave him home. Here's the relay to the plate. Comes up short. Heading to third will be Gilliland, and it's down 9-3. So Weber scores from first, and Gilliland ends up at third. I think they're going to call that a double and advancement on the throw. So Gilliland with the double, and boy, he hit that one hard. And what makes this even a little bit more upsetting, you had 2 outs easily, the first 2 hitters. Stipik will step in, and that pitch is low for a ball. 9-3 Defiance. They've now scored 16 runs here today. The stretch by Matthias and the pitch in there for a strike. Count is even at 1-1. A game that has now taken just over an hour through the first 3 2/3 innings. And does he go around? I think they said he did. And so the strike on Stipik, it's 1-2. Gilliland down at third, trying to score the 10th run of the ball game now for the Yellow Jackets. The stretch once again by Matthias. Time will be called. Well, we'll see certainly with the Quakers how they'll react with losing Thomas Ray in that third inning. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. That one hits off the mound into center field. Another run will score. And the Quakers give those runs right back. It's now 10-3. Boy, amazing how many things happen with 2 outs in an inning. Here's Weaver.
Now batting first baseman number 35, Tyler Weaver.
So Weaver will step to the plate. Matthias into the stretch. And the pitch. A called strike. Weaver 2 for 2, 2 runs scored. Weaver scoring both runs in that 8-run third inning. The pitch on the way. Runner takes off. The pitch is high. The throw down to second is off the mark. And a stolen base by Stipik. Count is even on Weaver at 1 ball and 1 strike. And that was not a good pitch that time for Krumloff to handle, but he still made it relatively close down at second. He had to reach high and inside just to get that baseball. And so again, the count of 1-1. Now to Weaver. The stretch by Matthias. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball in there for strike 2. Here the wind starting to pick up a little bit around the home plate area. Other than that, still a very mild day from the wind standpoint, as we've seen temperatures reach into the mid to upper 70s here this afternoon. Matthias with the pitch on the way, lined hard toward the shortstop. On 1 hop, the throw to first in time, and the inning is over. But not until 2 more runs are scored. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Defiance on top of this one, 10-3.
Do you need help taking care of your car? I know my family does. That's why we take our vehicles to Beach Automotive in Richmond. We've been relying on Brad and his crew for years, and they always take good care of us without breaking the bank. For great auto service, stop by Beach Automotive at 110 East Main. Give them a call at 966-8181 or go to their website at beach-auto.com. If you would like your athlete to take their game to the next level, look no further. New Vision Sports and their staff has over 20 years of experience in coaching and developing the serious-minded athlete. New Vision specializes in improving your basketball skills, overall speed, and agility. Find them on Facebook or Twitter, or give them a call at 765-977-5831. Again, call 765-977-5831, or go to their website at newvisionsports.com.
Into the bottom of the fourth inning. Quakers down in this one 10-3. It's Joe Piper leading things off. Piper, Bailey, and Krumloff all due up, and Earlham now for the second straight game finding themselves in another big hole. They were down 8-0 in this one, came back to get 3 runs in the bottom of the third inning, but then gave up 2 more in the fourth. Piper is 0 for 1 today, and the first pitch by Watkins low and outside for a ball. Busy day today with all the college baseball going on, the NHL, NBA playoffs going on today as well as that pitch in there for a strike. A lot of high school sports going on a busy Saturday. 1-1 now to Piper. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. We will have all the results of the games on Radio Troy Digital Sports when it's all said and done by the end of the night. And get up tomorrow, you can check our scoreboard, the sports page for Sunday. Low and outside, 2-2. Also have the daily schedule listed there as well. You want to see what times a lot of those NBA and NHL playoff games are coming on. There's a swing and a miss as Piper strikes out. Second straight strikeout now for Watkins.
Now batting the center fielder, number 1, Ethan.
Here's Bailey. You look at this ball game as a whole, and you think about this league. And we've talked about it before, how balanced it is from top to bottom. I know that Rose, Earlham, Manchester, and Transylvania right now in the top 4 spots as that pitch misses low and outside. But you better be ready to play each and every week or you're going to get beat. We've seen Rose, Holman, and Earlham both suffer defeats this week. That pitch high and inside. Nothing is safe. Even though Hanover and Bluffton have struggled this year, Mount St. Joe, Franklin, Defiance, and Anderson all still within striking distance. 3-0 now to Bailey. And we have seen the wrath of Defiance in the second game and here in the third game of the set. As that pitch in there for a strike, Bailey taking all the way now 3-1. And Earlham has to look later in the year as well. Here's your 3-1 pitch, low and outside, and a one-out walk given up to Bailey. And here's Krumloff.
Coming to the plate, the catcher, number 5, Cody Krumloff.
So the Quakers have a man on here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. We were mentioning Earlham's schedule in the first game, and of course they'll be home all week long. They're going to play on Tuesday against Mount St. Joe, that makeup game against Wabash in the non-conference on Wednesday. Here's the pitch by Watkins, hit hard into center field. There is Reed, and he misplays it. A big-time error in center field again by Reed. We saw him misplay a ball in the first game. And so Krumloff on with the error, and now Earlham has runners at first and second.
20, Matt Barger.
And here's Barger. Well, that time he cannot blame the high sky. That was pretty much a line drive, and Reed just missed it. Barger singled and scored one of the 3 runs by the Quakers in the third. As Watkins ready to go, and the first pitch is up high for a ball. And boy, Watkins, when you look at his numbers, he apparently hasn't gotten a whole lot of defensive help every time he throws. And that's been the same here today. We have seen now 2 errors by Reed in center field. Watkins will now spin and look the runner back. We're talking about Wabash coming up on Wednesday. Then, of course, next Saturday, Friday and Saturday, the final 3 games at home. And it might be the final 3 games for the Quakers at home if they don't win the conference. As that throw will go to second base, and Gilliland a little bit off the mark that time. Not a very big lead there by Bailey. But now you consider that the Quakers will have to go to Bluffton for 1. And then, of course, a huge series at Transylvania on April 29th and 30th. That one looms large. Popped up foul and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Barger. If you look at it from a on-paper standpoint, you would think that the Quakers will beat Bluffton. They have a 3-game series at Hanover, and they're last in the conference. But still, got to go on the road and play there. Here's the pitch on the way, and a breaking ball caught the inside corner. And now Barger down to the count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the final 7 games will be on the road after next Saturday's finale here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. The stretch and the pitch on the way is hit back up the middle. Diving the second baseman, Gilliland. He'll step on the bag, gets the double play, and gets Defiance out of the inning. Nice defensive play by Gilliland. We will head to the 5th inning. Quakers down in this one, 10-3.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
Hitters Hangout Academy has everything you need to train year-round to become a better player. They offer everything from cage rentals to private lessons and specialized classes. They offer hitting, infield play, outfield play, catching, pitching, strength, and agility for baseball and softball players alike. Their goal is to leave players with a better understanding of the game and to learn why they do certain things, and as always, play the game the right way. For more information, go to their website, hittershangoutacademy.com.
Quakers will go back to their bullpen as we will see the right-hander, Dalton Carter. Carter pitched yesterday. Ended up going an inning, giving up 1 hit, 2 runs, both earned, a walk and no strikeouts. The junior out of Brownsburg, Indiana, in for the 2nd time this weekend. Boy, what a play that was by Gilliland, stopping any further threat by the Quakers in the bottom half of the 4th inning. So here we go. It'll be Reed, and then back to the top of the order, and Kohlhofer, and then Gentili. Quakers down in this one, 10-3. Those 10 runs. They gave up 10 to Manchester. The most they've given up this season was that wind-aided contest down at Franklin, 21-18. Those were gusts of 50 miles an hour. So the Quakers have given up 10-plus runs in 2 of their last 7 ball games. So now Dalton Carter ready to go to work, and the right-hander's first pitch caught the outside corner for a strike. Reed walked and scored in the 3rd, and then he picked up an infield base hit in that 3rd inning. Pitch just outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. That was part of that 8-run 3rd. Carter with the leg kick and the pitch. Jammed him, and it fouls off the inner portion of that bat as Reed unable to keep it from going around. And it's always tough when you see that ball riding in on your hands to stop from swinging. It becomes more of a defensive maneuver than anything. Here's the wind of the 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. Well, sometimes it's just not your day. And for the Quakers, after losing 7-2 earlier today, down this one 10-3, it has not been their day. That one hit foul as he came back inside once again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the break-even pitch, and he comes inside and hit him. So Reed will take one for the team, and Kohlhofer will jump in there at the top of the order. So a man on here in the 5th inning as
11, Ryan Kohlhofer.
Kohlhofer steps in. He is 2 for 3, a run scored. Both his base hits are singles. And Dalton will throw to first base, put a little English on that one as he throws over hard. Again to first base. Kohlhofer struck out his first time up, and then again part of that 8-run 3rd inning. And the runner takes off. Carter pitches outside. The throw down to second, not in time, and a stolen base by Reed. And he got a good jump on Dalton Carter. And Defiance not satisfied being up 7 runs, knowing that Earlham's offense can be as potent as it is. 1 ball and no strikes. Eleven base hits now by Defiance. The pitch by Carter's on the way, low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 10 runs, 11 hits, a couple of errors by Defiance. 3, 4, and 1 for the Quakers. Carter works into the stretch and the pitch, and he got that outside corner, and Kohlhofer has seen a couple of those go by and hasn't agreed with any of them. He thought that was too far low and outside. So 2 balls and a strike now to the leadoff hitter for the Yellow Jackets. The pitch in the dirt gets away from Krumloff, and advancing to third will be Reed, and that'll be a wild pitch. And the count now 3-1 to Kohlhofer. Infield will play in. Boy, and Earlham pitching has just not been there today. Rainey gave up 12 hits. The pitch. And check swing. Does he go around? They will check and say he did not. So Kohlhofer on his way to first. So now runners at first and third. And that'll bring up Gentile. Dom today, and this one is
third baseman, number 13,
0 for 2.
Dom Gentile.
Walked and scored one of the 8 runs in that third. And again, no outs here in the 5th inning. The pitch by Carter is a breaking ball, popped him up. Shallow right field. Coming in will be Piper. Piper will call for it and makes the catch. And it looks like that might be Baker in right field instead of Piper. So Baker is taken over in right field. There's one away now as Gentile is out number 1. And that will bring up now Levengood.
Now to play the catcher, number 22, Gary Levengood.
So again, we want to make that change as Baker now in right field. That pitch missing the strike zone. And Levengood up in the count of 1 ball and no strikes. Levengood 2 for 3. The stretch by Carter. And the pitch on the way, and that caught the outside corner. Carter's hit that outside corner a couple of times. 1 ball and 1 strike. One away here in the top of the 5th inning. It has been a long day for the Quakers. Runner takes off. This one popped up. Shallow center going out will be Laird, the second baseman, and he will make the catch. Runners will stay, and there's 2 away. Here's Harrington.
Now batting right fielder, number 8, Quentin Harrington.
Harrington today is 1 for 3, a single and a run scored in that third inning. Only 2 players didn't score in the third, and that was Weber and Gilliland as part of that 8-run third inning. But now 2 away. And Carter's first pitch in there for a strike. Reed is at third. Kohlhofer is at first base. The pitch. Popped him up, right field. Baker. He will battle that sun and the high sky, makes the catch, and that will do it for Defiance in the top of the 5th inning. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 5. Quakers down 10-3.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
Quakers still have work to do in this one as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Nate Lynch will lead things off. It'll be Lynch. And then Dietz hitting that number 2 hole after losing Thomas Ray to an injury, running the bases earlier today. Lynch doubled his last time up. He was part of that 3-run third inning, and he'll swing and hit this one right back to Watkins, who will easily throw into first. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 5th.
Now batting the shortstop, number 11, Drew.
Here's Dietz, the shortstop. Dietz seeing his first action. Hitting at 122 on the year. They were counting on him being the starting second baseman as he grounds this one to the shortstop. Kohlhofer throws to first, and there's quickly 2 away. And that'll bring up Brendan Laird.
Now to play second baseman, number 17, Brennan.
2 pitches, 2 outs here in the 5th. Wind beginning to blow a little bit stronger, though still a light breeze now blowing straight in center field. Laird 0 for 2, and the pitch low and outside for a ball. Watkins ready to throw the late kick and the pitch. Misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Center fielder Reed shaded a little bit toward left. This one pulled to the left side. The third baseman. Gentili high throw, but not high enough to get over Weaver. And that'll do it for the Quakers in an easy 1-2-3 inning. We will head now to the top of inning number 6. Quakers down in this one, 10-3.
For over a century, Richmond Power & Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power & Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power & Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power & Light. Together, we make powerful partners.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Well, we will move now to the top half of inning number 6. It'll be Weber, Gilliland, and Stipik all due up. Quakers down in this one by 7 runs. And things starting to get a little bit later in this one. Quakers will have to work quick as Weber steps in 1 for 3 with a run scored. And the first pitch by DC is low for a ball. Dalton coming in as the third pitcher used here for the Quakers. And that one is low as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, if you wanted the great weather, we got it. Just not the results we're hoping for. As this one lined hard into right field, that's a base hit. Weber had struggled up until now. Now back-to-back singles for the designated hitter, and that'll bring up Gilliland. That is now the 12th base hit. 25 hits off Earlham pitching today. After just 5 hits yesterday, they have really stroked the baseball. Gilliland 2 for 3 with a run scored. He doubled his last time up. The pitch gets away from Krumloff. That'll be a pass ball. One ball and no strikes now to Gilliland. Well, Earlham, if they go on to lose this one, they're going to have to regroup and really finish out their home portion of their schedule strong beginning on Tuesday. Here's the 1-0 delivery. And the pitch stays high and inside, 2-0. It was about this time last year where Earlham struggled. They did qualify for the HCAC tournament, did not play as well down the stretch as they had hoped. Carter into the stretch, doesn't even take a look at second base as that one is fouled off by Gilliland. And the count now 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Gilliland back in, and Dalton Carter set to go to work with Weber down at second base. The pitch hit hard but foul to the right, and that will land in the Earlham bullpen. And the count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, back here Tuesday. We'll be on the air at around 3:45. We'll be back Wednesday as well. And then Friday and Saturday. Time will be called as Dalton will step off the pitching rubber. Carter now gets the sign from Krumloff as he works into the stretch. A look at the runner at second, and the breaking ball hit foul and out of play. And we will stand 2 balls and 2 strikes. 17 runs today, 25 hits by Defiance, and Earlham pitching just not there in this final 2 games. And they're going to have to find a way to shore that up, even if they do qualify for the HCAC tournament. Here's the break-even pitch once again. This one back up the middle, base hit. Weber rounding third, and they will hold him there, so runners will be on the corners. Gilliland with his second base hit. And the barrage of hits just keeps coming. And now they're going to go out and check on DC, and everybody going out to see if he's okay. I'm not sure what happened, if he's felt a little pop in his elbow or what, but that's where they're looking. Bill Kinsey, the trainer out there, along with Steve Sakis. It's Krumloff going out, and they're going to go right to the bullpen. So something happened on that pitch, and Dalton Carter is done for the day. as he apparently felt some kind of a pop or something when he threw that last pitch. So Earlham will go back to the bullpen. It's been a long day for Earlham pitching. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up in a moment. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
If you would like your athlete to take their game to the next level, look no further. New Vision Sports and their staff has over 20 years of experience in coaching and developing the serious-minded athlete. New Vision specializes in improving your basketball skills, overall speed, and agility. Find them on Facebook or Twitter, or give them a call at 765-977-5831. Again, call 765-977-5831, or go to their website at newvisionsports.com. Do you need help taking care of your car? I know my family does. That's why we take our vehicles to Beach Automotive in Richmond. We've been relying on Brad and his crew for years, and they always take good care of us without breaking the bank. For great auto service, stop by Beach Automotive at 110 East Main. Give them a call at 966-8181, or go to their website at beach-auto.com.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
Well, the Quakers back to their bullpen after Dalton Carter leaving the ball game with an apparent arm injury of some point, and we'll certainly try to find out what happened. It looked like it was the right elbow that he was holding when he left the ball game. So Jonathan Hicks, who went 1 1/3 innings earlier today and actually pitched pretty well, did not give up a hit, no runs, faced 4 batters and got all 4 outs. So the sidearm pitcher will come in once again with no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. And runners will be again at first and second. Now, the only plus to games like this, and certainly you hope to come back and pick up a win, is that you get some guys to get some innings pitched, and that'll be the thing the Quakers will have to shore up is their bullpen. And Jonathan Hicks can maybe be a part of that. If Dalton Carter is okay, perhaps he can be a part of that as well. But Hicks coming in, they'll give him a chance to take as long as he needs to get ready to go. But on a warm day like today, I would imagine that may not take very long. So it appears Hicks ready to go. Stipik, Weaver, and Reed all due up. Still no outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
Number 15, Tanner Stipik.
Stipik singled and stole a base back in the 4th inning. Here's the stretch again by Hicks, and the pitch on the way is way outside, 1-0. Weber's down at third, Gilliland at first base. Don't be surprised if you see him take off, though a short lead, he'll draw the throw at first base. Back-to-back 13-hit games now by Defiance. Time will be called at home plate. And the home plate umpire has pointed to both dugouts. That means he gave warnings to both teams for some reason. And I'm not sure exactly why, as now both head coaches will come out. So I'm not sure what's going on. And generally, we don't get much of an explanation, so we just kind of guess. But this is a first. I haven't seen this in a while, where we saw both benches get warnings, and I have no idea why. Krumloff is saying something there to Steve Sackisitz, the head coach for the Quakers, who in turn says something to the home plate umpire, who in turn says something to Krumloff, and Krumloff said something to the umpire, and Coach Sack told Krumloff just to hold it to yourself. So whatever it was, we will continue play here. 1 ball and no strikes to Stipic. The stretch by Hicks, and the pitch. Low for a ball. We're just glad that Brian Cox wasn't here because he'd be really upset by now. Weber's at third, Gilliland at first. We'll see if Gilliland will take off. 2 balls and no strikes. He'll stay put, and that pitch in there for a strike. Stipic looking back again at the home plate umpire and wanted to know what the count was. And that one is low, 3-1. Well, what a long afternoon. Earlham hasn't gone through a long day like this in quite some time. Hicks with a pitch, and he misses outside. Bases are loaded. And that will bring up Weaver.
Now batting first baseman, number 35, Tyler Weaver.
Earlham this year, if you look back, maybe their toughest stretch came when they played Kenyon down in Florida, and then they'd win one, lose one, win one, lose one, but they have not lost 2 in a row this entire season. Weaver 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. The pitch by Hicks on the way is a called strike. The Earlham baseball team has always managed to bounce back after losing a game, and they've come back to win the next time around, but looks unlikely here today. Here's the pitch, and that one caught the outside corner. And Weaver quickly down to no balls and 2 strikes. Weber's at third, Gilliland at second, and Stipic is at first. And Defiance would love to add some runs right here. Any insurance runs you can get against this Earlham team, as that one is fouled off. Simply for the standpoint, is Earlham averaging well over 7 runs a game coming into the series, but we've now seen that number go down. We'll stay at no balls and 2 strikes. Still no outs here in a long half inning. Hicks will get the sign now from Krumloff. Here's the pitch on the way, and this one is popped toward the shortstop, and Dietz will make the catch. So there's one away. And that'll bring up now the number 9 hitter in Reed.
Now batting center fielder, number 2, Zach Reed.
Reed walked and scored in the third. He singled in the third, and then was hit by a pitch in the fifth. He also has a stolen base to his credit here in Game 3. Quakers took 2 out of 3 from Defiance last year. The Yellow Jackets looking to return the favor as that pitch is a called strike. Bases stay loaded here in the 6th inning. Outfield straight away. Barger, Bailey, and Baker. Hicks again set to throw, and this one is a ground ball. It could be 2. Dietz on to second, Laird to Elkis, and a 6-4-3 double play, and the Quakers get out of the inning. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 6. Defiance on top of this one, 10-3.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all hand-picked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at Tony'sCarSales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars.
Mancino's Pizza and Grinders, the very best in pizza and grinders. We use only the highest quality meats, cheeses, and vegetables. It's impossible not to taste the difference. Every morning we bake our bread to ensure our customers the freshest sandwiches. Mancino's offers more than grinders. They also have fantastic specialty pizzas and salads. Stop by for lunch, dinner, or after the game. Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. The taste of quality you expect.
Head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Smalling will lead things off for the Quakers, down 10-3. Quakers have managed just 4 hits. We're mentioning pitching earlier that the Quakers have had a rough day in the pitching department. Hitting has not been there today as well. Smalling 1 for 2. His single came in the 3rd. Well, the Quakers went down easily. In fact, if you look back at the 5th inning, Lynch out on 1 pitch, Dietz out on 1 pitch, and then they got Laird in 3. And that helped Watkins get a little extra rest as the right-hander set to throw, and his first pitch swung on and missed. Might have been foul tipped right there, either that or got away from Levengood. Nonetheless, Smalling down on the count of no balls and a strike. Game started today at noon. We're about 4.5 hours into this day. Ground ball to the shortstop. Throw to first in time, 1 away.
Now batting the first baseman.
That'll bring up Elkis.
Eric Elkis.
By the way, Baker will be getting his first chance to hit in Piper's spot. Kendall Baker, the freshman, or should say sophomore, as there's a check swing as Elkis goes around. No balls and a strike. The sophomore out of Richmond is putting together a pretty solid season, though not getting as many at-bats as he would certainly like, but Kendall hitting at .375. We'll talk more about him in a moment as that pitch is low. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Watkins trying to put together a complete game as well and make it 2 complete games on the afternoon. As we mentioned, Nick Peters, he pitched a brilliant game earlier today. The 2-1 pitch on the way is outside, 3-1. Three balls and a strike. And the pitch by Watkins back up the middle. That's a base hit. So Elkis with a 1-out single. And that will bring up now Kendall Baker.
Number 2, Kendall Baker.
We mentioned Kendall hitting at .375. This is his 15th game on the year. No home runs and 2 runs driven in. He provides the Quakers with another left-handed bat in their lineup. As Watkins set to throw, and this one hit foul. Good cut by Baker. Many of you know Baker, excellent basketball player at Richmond High School as well. Doubled up between basketball and baseball. A 3-point shooting specialist for the Richmond basketball team. He shows bunt. And the pitch outside. That'll even the count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Quakers now with 5 base hits. Watkins into the stretch, and the pitch on the way is hit foul again. Baker trying to hit that pond in the back of the stadium to our left. They may have to get a taller net on that side and save a few baseballs. 1-2 now to Baker. Watkins checks the runner, comes home with a pitch, and got him swinging. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Bailey.
The center fielder, number 1, Ethan Bailey.
Bailey walking his last time up in the 4th inning. And in Baker's defense, if you don't see a whole lot of live pitching, it's tough to come in and try to be a producer. As that pitch bouncing inside, and count goes to 1-0 to Bailey. And you can take all the batting practice you want, but you've got to see a little more live pitching. The stretch and the 1-0 pitch is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. 2 away as we play here in the bottom half of inning number 6. Check swing. And the pitch was inside, and he holds up 3-0. Bailey out of Greensburg, Indiana. There's a pitch in there for a strike. So 3-1 to Bailey is once again Watkins set to go to work. He'll check the runner at first. Here's the pitch by the right-hander, and it's in there for a strike. And we'll go full count 3-2. Now the wind's starting to pick up a little bit more as it blows out toward left field. See Bailey stepping out as time is called. Elkis at first. Again, Watkins ready to throw on the pitch, low and outside for ball 4. Quakers now with runners at first and second. Here's Krumloff.
Now batting the catcher, number 5, Cody Krumloff.
Now for Krumloff, he flew out in the 3rd and then reached on an error in the 4th inning. No activity in either bullpen right at the moment. Watkins again into the stretch, and here's the pitch on the way. It's in there for a strike. Krumloff catching back-to-back games today, caught last night as well, so he certainly has been a workhorse here this weekend. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, that pitch way outside, and Cody kind of fishing for that one. So now Krumloff behind it, no balls and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. Now Krumloff will call time. Always good to call time and pretend something is in your eye. That way it looks a little more legit than just calling time. Good job, Cody. 0-2. Here's the stretch and the delivery on the way. Misses low and outside. So the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Watkins again checks the runner at second and comes home with a pitch. And holding on is the catcher as Levengood. And did it hit the ground? The umpire in the field says it hit the ground, so that is not a strikeout there of Krumloff. One ball and 2 strikes. That'll be a foul ball for Krumloff. As again, Watkins set to throw. And the pitch. A little more sidearm, grounded hard to the third baseman. As Gentili will step on the bag, and that will do it for the Quakers in the 6th inning. We will head to the 7th. Earlham down in this one, 10-3.
The dealership where I bought my car told me I needed new tires. So, of course, I stopped by Best One and asked Roger to take a look. So they checked it out, and he told me not yet. He said I was good for at least another 10,000 miles. I've always gotten an honest opinion at Best One, and so will you.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark at Best One Tire and Service. We'll only sell you tires when you need new tires, and they'll be the right tires for your car or truck. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
We'll see here if we can get you caught up on some scores that are currently going on around the HCAC. If we can jump over here real quick. It may not take it right away, but we want to get you updated on some games that are going on in the second contest of today. We talked about the earlier games in which Transylvania, Rose-Hulman, Mount St. Joe, Hanover all picking up wins, but internet a little bit slow getting us over there. There we go. It did pop over, so let's see if we can pull it down real quick here. And if there are some games in the second contest today. Looks like bottom of the 6th inning, and that's this one here. No other games. 2-1 Anderson leading Transylvania to the bottom of the 7th. And so far, that's the only game that they show that's reporting. So if Anderson gets the win there, that's a big win over Transylvania. We will head to the 7th as we go to the top of the order now for Defiance.
Now batting the shortstop, number 11, Ryan Kohlhofer.
Kohlhofer will lead things off. It'll be Kohlhofer, Gentili, and Levengood. As Hicks ready to throw, and his first pitch is on the way and popped up foul and out of play. Kohlhofer, couple of base hits, 2 for 3 with a walk, and a run scored. We may see Devin Spurgeon in the lineup. He's in the batting cage, taking a few cuts. This one hit hard and foul. Kohlhofer jumping all over the pitch by Hicks. So Kohlhofer down to the count of no balls and 2 strikes as we play here in the 7th. Hicks with the sign from Krumloff. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, 1-2. That big third inning, 8 runs scored by the Yellow Jackets. The difference in this one. The delivery on the way is in there for a strike, and Kohlhofer thought that pitch was too low. That's the second time he's been caught looking, and there's one away. That'll bring up Gentili.
Now batting third baseman, number 13, Dom Gentili.
Dom today is 0 for 3 with a run scored after walking in that third. And Hicks, the right-hander, set to throw, and the pitch right at the knees for a strike. Hicks will get the sign once again from Krumloff. Here's the pitch, and it's outside for a ball, 1-1. Hicks again works into the stretch, and the pitch. It's low for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1 pitch, and that one just outside, so we'll go 3-1. Boy, Defiance today, they put together some big innings, and they just kept coming at Earlham all day long. That one off the fist. And we'll go 3-2. Boy, Cornett had such a good start to this game. He gave up a base hit in the first inning and sailed through the second, and then everything fell apart in that third. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. Inside corner. See you later. Hicks with his second straight strikeout. And here's Levengood.
Now batting the catcher, number 22, Gary Levengood.
Levengood today is 2 for 4 with a run scored. And Hicks with that sidearm pitch, missing high and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Earlham crowd here today, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about. Been a tough day. Here's your 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. As I mentioned a couple of moments ago, the Quakers have not lost back-to-back games all season long, so this is a very rare event. There's a nice pitch by Hicks in there for a strike. So they'll try to come back. If they end up winning here today, that'll be great. If not, they'll look toward Mount St. Joe coming up on Tuesday. Ground ball left side. Dietz in the hole. Long throw in time, and that will do it for Defiance here in the 7th. We head to the bottom half of inning number 7. Quakers down in this one, 10-3.
Reynolds Plumbing, the area's leader in residential and commercial plumbing. Fast, friendly, 24-hour emergency service. You name it, they can fix it. Whether it's installation, remodeling, sump pumps, well pumps, water heaters, or sewer camera service, they now have service on heating and air conditioning. Give them a call at 966-0994 for free estimates. Reynolds Plumbing, 198 South 2nd Street in Richmond.
There's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some friends and come play live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else can you find this kind of variety along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Head to the bottom half of inning number 7, and for the Quakers, looks, and we mentioned Devin Spurgeon was in the batting cage getting a few cuts, so it looks like he'll be hitting for Barger when he comes up. I'm going to hit for Lynch instead, so Lynch is going to be Lynch at the top of the order instead of the bottom of the order.
Now batting the left fielder.
So Lynch will be done for the day. So Lynch done for the day, and that means you'll see Spurgeon at the top of the order. And Barger will, again, remain in the ball game at the number 9 spot in a swing and a miss. So no balls and a strike to Barger. Here's the wind of the pitch by Watkins, hit foul. And Barger quickly behind it, no balls and 2 strikes. This one hit foul into the screen. We'll stay at 0-2. Barger singled and scored in the 3rd. He lined out in the 4th. His only 2 plate appearances. As now Watkins ready to work again and just off the outside part of the plate. And the count now 1-2. Here's your 1-2 pitch. 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Barger. And the break-even pitch on the way is lined back up the middle, and that'll go in for a base hit. So now the Quakers have a man on, and that'll bring up Devin Spurgeon.
Now pitch hitting number 10, Devin Spurgeon.
Devin scheduled to be the starting left fielder, but struggled at the plate. Now looking for some playing time, hitting .069 on the year with no home runs and an RBI. And the first pitch is low for a ball. So now the Quakers with a man on here in the bottom of the 7th inning as Watkins set to throw. There's a right-hander throwing in their bullpen. This one hit hard but foul. And Spurgeon now behind it, no balls and 2 strikes. We'd love to see this young man getting his opportunity. Being a senior out of Marion, Indiana. Pitch low and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Devin Spurgeon. Barger short lead at first as Watkins into the stretch, and the pitch on the way and got him on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And for Spurgeon, that was a pretty good pitch on the outside corner. And this one popped up. Shallow center field as Kohlhofer will go out, and he'll make the catch, and there's 1 away. So with one out,
shortstop, number
here's
11,
Dietz.
Drew Dietz.
Dietz filling in for the injured Thomas Ray at shortstop. Ray injured earlier in the ball game. That was back in that 3-run third inning. So now Dietz will step up. Here's the stretch by Watkins and the pitch. And that one is high, 1-0. One ball and no strikes. Watkins will check the runner at first. And the pitch on the way is in there for strike one. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Watkins again ready to go to work. Here's the slide and the pitch. And that one misses low, 2-1. Now Dietz again may get some playing time here soon, depending on how Thomas Ray is. As that pitch low and outside, 3 balls and a strike. We mentioned there is a right-hander throwing in the Defiance bullpen. So 3-1 again to Dietz. Soft toss to first, and they'll just let Barger know that they're thinking about him over there, though you're down this one 10-3. I doubt very much Barger will be taking off. The pitch on the way, grounded off the leg of Watkins. Watkins hurries after it, throws to first, and they got him. Nice play by Watkins, and then he'll go down after he makes the play as he took that one off his leg. Barger down at second base. So now they're going to check on Watkins, and they'll give him a chance to perhaps throw a couple of pitches here before they continue. Of course, they've had a right-hander warming up in their bullpen. And again, that's one of those where you take it off the leg, and before you begin to feel the hurt, you go after the baseball and get the out first. So they'll let him throw a couple of right here to see if he's okay. It looks like he's all right. Here's Laird.
Now batting the second baseman, number 17, Brennan Laird.
Laird 0 for 3. So Watkins set to go to work, and a runner at second base. The pitch is on the way, and it caught the inside corner. Laird thought that was too far inside. And Brennan down now, no balls and a strike. The stretch again by Watkins. And the pitch. Jammed him, and he'll foul it away. No balls and 2 strikes now to Laird. Watkins again will work into the stretch, checks the runner at second, and the pitch on the way is low and outside for a ball, 1-2. Bullpen now quiet for the Yellow Jackets. Here's your 1-2 pitch, and it's low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We talked with Brennan yesterday after the Quakers picked up the win, and again, we really talked about why he is hitting much better. He's no longer trying to be a power hitter, just doing what he did last year. Here's the break-even pitch again, and the breaking ball, high fly, shallow center. Reed coming in. Now, he's had troubles, but he'll catch this one, though it looked like it might have been an adventure as well, and the Quakers leave a man on. We will head to the top half of inning number 8. Quakers down in this one, 10-3.
Hitters Hangout Academy has everything you need to train year-round to become a better player. They offer everything from cage rentals to private lessons and specialized classes. They offer hitting, infield play, outfield play, catching, pitching, strength, and agility for baseball and softball players alike. Their goal is to leave players with a better understanding of the game and to learn why they do certain things, and as always, play the game the right way. For more information, go to their website, hittershangoutacademy.com. Jiffy Lube of Richmond features the Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change. As much as you paid for your vehicle, keep it on the road as long as possible. The Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change is more than an oil change. It's preventative maintenance to keep your car running smoothly. Jiffy Lube, 2993 East Main in Richmond. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturday, 8 to 5.
Well, we head to the 8th inning. What has been a very long afternoon for this Earlham baseball team. This game now past the 2-hour mark, as it'll be Harrington, Weber, and Gilliland. Hicks back out there for the Quakers. Baker will stay in right field. Bailey stays in center. And Barger in left field.
Right fielder, number 8, Harrington.
So here's Harrington. I mentioned Hicks came in earlier today and pitched effectively, and so far he has held things in check over the last couple of innings. This one hit sharply into center field, and coming on to make the catch will be Bailey. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the 8th. And that'll bring up Weber.
Now the plate, designated hitter, number 17, Ben Weber.
Weber, couple of base hits and a run scored. Part of that 13-hit attack here today in game number 2, and again 26 hits on the entire day for Defiance, showing why they're one of the better hitting teams in the conference. And Hicks with that sidearm pitch in there for a strike. Hard to believe that after next weekend, that is the final games of the season at home, unless the Quakers can manage to win the conference and get that automatic home field advantage. Next week, they could be playing their final games of the season here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. That one hit sharply and foul. 1-2 now to Weber. Quakers finish out this season, the regular season, with those final 7 games on the road, and one of those that really stands out is that 3-game series at Transylvania. That one hit foul as well. And Weber trying to go the opposite way, falls again in the count at 1-2. So now Hicks ready to go to work. Gets the sign from Krumloff. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and he misses low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Weber. Fans that have stayed around hoping for a comeback here in the later stages of this one. And Hicks ready to throw, and it'll be hit foul again. We will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Weber. Weber out of Troy, Ohio. He is a senior. And the pitch. Back up the middle. Knocked down. Hicks lost his glove, but able to stay with it. And fields his position right there. And there's 2 away. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Gilliland.
Number 7, Michael Gilliland.
There's only one dirt portion of this field, and that is right in front of the pitcher. And Hicks did a nice job keeping the glove down, even though it came off of his left hand. Gilliland is 2 for 4, including a double, and hits this one to center field, driving Bailey back a few steps. He'll make the catch, and we will head to the bottom half of the 8th inning.
No runs, no hits, no errors.
Quakers down in this one, 10-3.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
Students, the Earlham College Alumni Council is happy to support you in many ways, like working at career events and providing funding for student summer research with faculty. It won't be long until you're alumni yourselves, so look for them when they're on campus. They're one of your best resources for information about life after Earlham.
Well, the pitcher will be Jacob Green as the starting pitcher done for the day, is Watkins doing his job, holding the Quakers to just 3 runs. As we move to the bottom of the 8th inning, Jacob Green making his 10th appearance. 21 in the 3rd innings, giving up 20 hits, 17 runs, 13 earned, 26 strikeouts, and 20 walks. He's 0-2 on the season with an ERA of 5.48. He'll be facing Smalling to lead things off. Quakers down to their final 6 outs of this ball game, as they are trying to avoid losing the series, and again losing both games here this afternoon on their home field. Is Smalling 1 for 3. His base hit coming back in part of that 3-run 3rd inning. So Green is in, another right-hander now for Defiance. Green, a sophomore, he's out of Defiance, Ohio. And the right-hander's first pitch is a fastball high and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Green set to work again. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one bouncing in front of Levengood. And the count 2-0. And as a hitter like Smalling, and kind of wait for this young man to throw a strike before he's ready to take a cut. And that is low as well, 3-0. Thing is, you want right now, you need base runners. And here's your 3-0 pitch. And that one down the middle for a strike, 3-1. Now Green ready to go. Here's your 3-1 pitch, and he almost hit him, and he comes inside, and that'll be a leadoff walk now for Smalling. And the Quakers have a man on here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Now
here's Elkus.
First baseman, number 19, Eric Elkus.
Elkus 1 for 3, a single back in the 6th inning. Quakers have managed just 6 hits here in this second game. 9 hits in the earlier game today, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Quakers again scoring all 3 of their runs back in that 3rd inning, right after giving up 8. And that breaking pitch low and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Earlham has now really mounted a serious threat since that 3rd inning. They've got a couple of runners to second base, but really nothing happened after that. That pitch is low, 2-1. And for Defiance, when you have a 7-run lead, you can be a little more patient with a inexperienced pitcher like Green, though he has a start to his credit this year, and he misses low, 3 balls and a strike, but not a lot of innings. So Smalling down at first base, and here again is Elkis, team leader in runs driven in. The stretch by Green, and the 3-1 pitch, and he misses up high, and back-to-back walks. And if you're Defiance as well, the one thing you don't want to do is give this Earlham offense any momentum whatsoever, so we will have a visit to the mound. Kendall Baker due up for the second time. By the way, warming up in the bullpen will be Chris Douglas. Douglas, the closer, 4 saves. It wouldn't be a save opportunity, but they want to give Earlham any chances whatsoever here in the later stages of this ball game. And a longer than usual meeting this time with Green, and so now we're ready to go as Baker steps to the plate with runners at first and second base.
Listen up, I'm about to go and get rich.
Baker came in for Joe Piper and is now playing in right field. So now the left-handed hitter steps up. Green ready to go. Here's the stretch and the pitch on the way, and it's in there for a strike. Baker back in. Green gets the sign once again from Levin. Good. And the pitch. He shows bunt, pulls back, and it's outside for a ball. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Green will look at the runner at second base. The pitch on the way. Bouncing away from Levin. Good. That'll be a wild pitch. And so runners will advance, and now 2 balls and a strike to Baker. And the Quakers have runners at second and third, and now the right-hander throwing is Douglas in the bullpen. There are still no outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Green again into the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way, and it caught the outside corner for strike 2. So now Kendall will really have to protect right here. The stretch again by Green. He'll check the runner at third. And here's the break-even pitch. Got him looking. So Baker strikes out for the second time. There's 1 away.
The center fielder, number 1, Ethan.
And here's Bailey. Bailey's walked twice, 0 for 1. But again, 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So now Green ready to go to work once again with 1 away as Green will check the runner at third. Here's the breaking pitch and a called strike. Good curveball that time by Green. Green gets the sign from Levin. Good, the pitch. Boy, another nice curveball. That might be his best pitch of the day. That had some sharp break on it. And Bailey now down in the count of no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the stretch and the pitch. And did he get him? He went around, yes. So Bailey strikes out. There's 2 away.
Play the catcher, number 5, Cody Krumloff.
Here's Krumloff. Well, after walking the first 2 for Green, he comes back and gets Baker and Bailey on back-to-back strikeouts, and now go to work on Krumloff. Krumloff 0 for 3. And Green set to throw, and there's that breaking pitch again. And he's now starting to get more command of that curveball. No balls and a strike now to Krumloff. The stretch by Green and the pitch. Low and outside. And that'll even the count of 1-1 strike. Smalling is at third, Elkis at second. Quakers trying to get something here in the 8th. Green set to throw. And the 1-1 pitch. Good job by Levengood knocking that one down. That would have been another wild pitch in the inning for Green, but instead the count 2 balls and a strike. The stretch again by Green. He'll check the runner at third, and the pitch on the way popped him up on the right side. The second baseman, Gilliland, there to make the play. That one almost went behind him as they've had a difficult time with the high sky today, but the Quakers leave 2 runners on. We head to the 9th inning. Quakers down in this one, 10-3.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all handpicked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at Tony'sCarsales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars.
We head to the top of the 9th inning, and the Quakers down in this one by 7 as Hicks is back out for another inning of work. So far, he's gone 3 innings, giving up just 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Stipik, Weaver, and Reed are all due up for the Golden, or I should say the Yellow Jackets. Stipik walked his last time up. In fact, he's walked twice today. He has singled, has a stolen base. In fact, looks like he has a couple of stolen bases and a walk to his credit. Stipik out of Lima, Ohio. One of the many freshmen for this team. So now Hicks ready to go. Top of the 9th inning. The stretch by Hicks and the pitch, low and inside for a ball. Well, the nightmare 3rd inning. Again, we mentioned that's been the difference in this one. Otherwise, a close ball game. Here's your 1-0 pitch. Inside corner. That'll even the count of 1-1 strike. Now the 1-1. 2-1. Stipik, the number 7 hitter. Now the 2-1 pitch, and it's outside 3-1. Right-hander throwing in the Earlham bullpen if needed. Here's your 3-1 pitch, low and outside, and a leadoff walk given up to Stipik.
Now batting the first baseman, number 35, Taylor Weaver.
Here's Weaver. Boy, Weaver 2 for 4 today. We won't talk about what he's done to Earlham pitching over the last 3 games. He has scored a couple of runs. Now Hicks back into the stretch. And the pitch, he'll show bunt, first base side, and I think he may have touched that baseball out of the batter's box, which is something you can't do. Or did they call that foul? I'm waiting to see what they do here. And they did call him out. He tried to push that ball with his bare hand.
Now
here's Reed.
Fielder, number 2, Zach Reed.
So 1 away. Reed, a single back in the third inning. And now Hicks ready to go to work. Here's the pitch. Inside, snap throw down to second, and not in time to lay on the tag is Laird. 1 ball and no strikes. Reed was active in that 8-run third inning, a walk and a base hit. Hicks again will get the sign, comes home with a pitch, and it's right down the middle for a strike. Count is even at 1-1. This game now nearing 2.5 hours. Started at 2:50. A little bit earlier than our expected start time. So that's the good news. Breaking pitch low and outside. We went quickly in game number 1. 2 balls and a strike now to Reed. The stretch again by Hicks and the pitch. Low and outside, 3 balls and a strike. Looks like Zach Kimura is throwing in the Earlham bullpen. Hicks will miss outside. That'll be the second walk of the inning. Third walk given up by Hicks. And here is Steve Sacka sits, and they're going to go to the bullpen. So Hicks done for the day. We'll take a quick timeout. Quakers make another pitching change. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power and Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power and Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power and Light. Together, we make powerful partners.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Mancino's Pizza and Grinders, the very best in pizza and grinders. We use only the highest quality meats, cheeses, and vegetables. It's impossible not to taste the difference. Every morning we bake our bread to ensure our customers the freshest sandwiches. Mancino's offers more than grinders. They also have fantastic specialty pizzas and salads. Stop by for lunch, dinner, or after the game. Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. The taste of quality you expect.
Mentioned Zach Kimura coming in. This is going to be his 4th appearance on the year. 3 innings, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. No record and an ERA of 6. Earlham trying to get out of this inning without giving up anything else, down by 7. Kohlhofer will step to the plate here in the 9th inning with runners at first and second. Earlham may have exhausted everything they have left in that bullpen. And again, just 1 away here in the 9th inning. So Kohlhofer steps to the plate. He has a couple of base hits today. He's been on base 3 of the 5 times. He has struck out looking twice. So again, he'll step up, and Kimura ready to throw. Runners at first and second, the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that caught the inside corner. Kohlhofer doesn't like that call again. He hadn't liked many today, and he Thought there early in the ball game he got shafted by a couple of calls. No balls and a strike to the Defiance leadoff hitter. Here's the pitch. That one bouncing in front of Krumloff. 1 ball and 1 strike. One very long day here. We got here at the ballpark at about 10:20. That's 7 hours ago. Here's your 1-1 pitch. And that one just got away from Kamira and almost sailed over the head of Krumloff. 2 balls and a strike. Kamira listed as an outfielder, so pitching is something I'm sure like most of these guys have done at some point in high school, so they don't want to waste any more innings of anyone else out of that bullpen, down by 7. That one bouncing in front of the plate, 3-1. Three balls and a strike. Of course, with Kohlhofer up there and not knowing where Kamira's going with the baseball can't be easy as a hitter. And this time a ground ball. Let's see if the Quakers can get 2. There's one at second. The relay to first. Dug out by Elkis, but they say that Kohlhofer ended up beating the throw. So they get Reed at second base, score that one 6-4 for out number 2.
Now batting third baseman number 13, Dom Gentili.
Here's Gentili and a fielder's choice by Kohlhofer at first base. But the Quakers get the out. Gentili 0 for 4 with a run scored. Kamira into the stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball hit foul. Quakers will go 9-1-2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. As we mentioned earlier, for the Quakers, something that they have not experienced, back-to-back losses this season. But they're in danger of it here as that one, again, Kamira missing, trying to snap off that breaking pitch. And the count is even to 1 ball and 1 strike. Quakers lose, they will fall to 10-5 in the HCAC as that pitch is low, 2 balls and a strike. Earlham was trying to pick up their 21st and 22nd wins of the season here today. But it's going to take quite a bit now in the bottom of the 9th inning as this one hit well left field, another run scored. Stipik will cross the plate, and the Quakers now down 11-3. So Gentili gets the base hit, drives in a run, and that'll bring up Levengood.
Now batting the catcher, number 22, Gary Levengood.
That was their first run since back in the 4th inning when they got 2 runs after scoring 8 in the 3rd. 14 hits now in the ball game for Defiance. The pitch hit well down the left field line, but foul. That one leaving the ballpark in a hurry. No balls and a strike, not 11 good. The stretch by Kamira as he'll check the runner at second, home with a pitch, and that one bouncing in front of the plate. The throw to second, not in time. And the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. A few of the fans that hung around have since taken off here today. Here's the stretch and the 1-1 pitch. That one bouncing about 5 feet in front of the plate. And the runners will take off, and they've got the runner between second and third caught in a rundown, and that'll end the inning. Well, an indecision that time by Kohlhofer at second base, whether to take off or not, cost him, and we'll go to the bottom half of the ninth inning. Quakers need 8 to keep this one going. Quakers down 11-3.
Reynolds Plumbing, the area's leader in residential and commercial plumbing. Fast, friendly, 24-hour emergency service. You name it, they can fix it. Whether it's installation, remodeling, sump pumps, well pumps, water heaters, or sewer camera service, they now have service on heating and air conditioning. Give them a call at 966-0994 for free estimates. Reynolds Plumbing, 198 South 2nd Street in Richmond.
There's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some friends and come play live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else can you find this kind of variety along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
The dealership where I bought my car told me I needed new tires. So, of course, I stopped by Best One and asked Roger to take a look. So they checked it out, and he told me not yet. He said I was good for at least another 10,000 miles. I've always gotten an honest opinion at Best One, and so will you.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark at Best One Tire and Service. We'll only sell you tires when you need new tires, and they'll be the right tires for your car or truck. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
Well, Chris Douglas will come in for Defiance to look to finish this one out. Douglas making his 9th appearance. He has thrown 10 2/3 innings, giving up 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, with 9 strikeouts and 6 walks. 0-1 record with an ERA of 0.84. And Earlham will need 8 runs to tie in the inning. We know it can be done. We saw it earlier today by Defiance. Well, the Quakers have managed only 6 hits, as Matt Barger will step to the plate. Barger has 2 of those 6 hits. This will be his first look at Douglas, and our first look the entire 3-game series for Douglas. Barger scored one of the 3 runs back in that 3rd inning. So Douglas out of the stretch. And the pitch on the way is in there for a strike. So Barger 0-1 as Douglas ready to go to work. The tall, lanky right-hander set to throw. High fly ball, deep center field. Reed going back on it at the warning track. Can't make the play again. Heading to 3rd will be Barger. And now we wait and see if they score that a hit or it's going to be a 3-base error. They will give Barger a triple on that one. And so the Quakers have a man on here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 10, Devin Spurgeon.
Here's Spurgeon. Spurgeon DHing the rest of the way in this one after coming in at the top of the order. And Douglas set to throw, and his pitch is outside for a ball. Not a hard-throwing right-hander. Quakers get their first extra base hit in this one. The stretch and the pitch. Outside, ball 2. Again, he does not throw hard. Two balls and no strikes now to Spurgeon. The stretch and the pitch, and he comes inside and got it on the inside corner, 2-1. Now one of the 8 that you need now standing down at 3rd base. The pitch on the way, hit hard and foul down the 3rd baseline. We'll go 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll go back to that play in center field by Reed, and it looked like to me he was going to have a beat on it once he got to the warning track. But that young man out there, he has a couple of errors here today, and he misplayed that one as well. He's just had a difficult time in center field. The break-even pitch missed low and outside, 3-2. – 3 balls and 2 strikes. 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 3 balls and Barger down at third. And the pitch on the way, and he missed it badly. So Douglas struggling in his first two hitters.
Now at the plate, the shortstop, number 11, Drew Dietz.
And here's Drew Dietz.
He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be free.
Dietz grounded out his last time up. And right now, Defiance really cares nothing about Barger down at third. They're looking for a ground ball to get a double play right here. They'll trade a run for the 2 outs. That pitch is low for a ball. Quakers with 7 hits to go along with the 3 runs, hoping to add another one right here. Dietz back in. Douglas into the stretch. The pitch on the way, and he misses low again. 2 balls and no strikes. Douglas will check both runners. And now the 2-0 pitch to Dietz, and he's missing badly. He is nowhere even close to the plate. There's a left-hander now throwing in the Defiance bullpen. And so far, Douglas really struggling for a guy that has 4 saves. The pitch on the way, and he missed it again. Bases loaded. And that will warrant a visit, as you would expect. Brandon Laird set to come up for the Quakers. Douglas, a senior out of Wixom, Michigan. Kid goes about 6'5", 6'6". They don't list the height on the rosters, but we mentioned a tall right-hander, and again, you have a comfortable 8-run lead.
Number 17, Brennan.
All your pitching coach and your head coach are asking you to do is throw strikes. So here's Brandon Laird. Laird 0 for 4 in this second game of the day. And wouldn't be a better time than right now to get a base hit. Douglas with the pitch, and he misses low again. He's given up a triple and 2 walks in the 3 hitters that he has faced. And as I said a little bit ago, the pitches he has thrown, he's nowhere around the strike zone. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and he missed low again. He's pretty much aiming the baseball instead of pitching. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. Quakers down 11-3. Bases are loaded and still no outs. The stretch by Douglas. And the pitch. Misses again. 3 balls and no strikes. Defiance may not wait a whole lot longer for Douglas to find the strike zone. They may get their left-hander in there. Douglas again. Here's the pitch on the way, and he finally throws one down the middle for a strike. And the count now 3-1. Umpire telling Laird to get back in the batter's box. Let's go. You don't see that very often. Here's the stretch and the 3-1 pitch, and on the outside corner for a strike, 3-2. In fact, it is very rare that you see an umpire tell a hitter to get in there and hit, but that's exactly what happened there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Douglas ready to throw on the pitch on the way toward the second baseman. They'll look for 2. There's one at second, on to first. Not in time. A run will score. But they'll get the force down at second of Dietz. So 1 away.
Now batting the third baseman, number 23, Brandon Smalling.
And that'll bring up now Brandon Smalling. Smalling has singled and walked. He's 1 for 3. So 1 away. Quakers get a run, now down 11-4. The stretch by Douglas. And the pitch on the way is in there for a strike. Well, the Yellow Jackets will look for another double play right here. They're looking for the ground ball in this ball game. The stretch again by Douglas. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and the breaking ball stays outside. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Smalling. Spurgeon at third and Laird at first base. The stretch again by Douglas. And the pitch on the way. It's in there for a strike. 1-2 now. So the Quaker third baseman will have to protect right here. One ball and 2 strikes now to Smalling. Douglas again will get the sign. And here's the pitch on the way. This one grounded toward the second baseman, Gilliland. He'll lay on the tag, throws to first, double play, and it's over. Well, the Quakers lose game number 2 here this afternoon by a final of 11-4. Defiance will take the 2 games here this afternoon. They win the series.
1 run crosses the plate on 1 hit.
As the final line, 11 runs, 14 hits, and 2 errors for Defiance. The Quakers 4-7-1. Defiance now 15-12 overall, 8-7 in the conference. The Quakers fall to 20-8 overall and 10-6 in conference play. And the Quakers will be back in action coming up on Tuesday, when they will take on Mount St. Joe. That will be a 4 o'clock start time, and then a non-conference matchup Wednesday against Wabash, back on Friday against Anderson, and then a doubleheader to finish out the home portion of the schedule against Anderson on Saturday. But your final score in Game 3, Defiance 11 and Earlham 4. Thanks for being with us. This has been Earlham Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.